Hi, this is the Bratz Boys Club, and I am Jesse, and today I'm going to introduce you to another one of my Bratz Boys. I am very happy about introducing you to this one in particular because it belongs to a very special series or collection that I'm really a fan of, and I believe I already uploaded a video about this series or collection before I had one of their Bratz Boys. But now I was able to get my hands on the two other Bratz Boys that belong to this series or collection that I'm really excited about. And I was able to find out that there are only three Bratz Boys that belong to this specific series or collection. And his name is Dylan. And he is Dylan from the Tokyo Agogo series or collection. And here he is. I am very, very thrilled to introduce him because, like I said, these three Bratz Boys from this specific collection, the series, are very unique. They're very special. First of all, their style is totally different. This was coming from a series called Bratz Boys or Bratz from Around the World, and I was not really sure how many there were. I thought it was 5 of them, but now I find out through a little bit of research online that it wasn't all 5 of the Bratz Boys that I knew, but it was just 3 of them. So a total of Bratz Boys is 3: Dylan, Aiden, and Cameron. I was able to get my hands first on Aiden, which I first made a video of him some time ago for my channel, and after that I was able to just find these other 2 Bratz Boys from the same series. I do have to admit that I couldn't find these last 2 in the website that I frequent, that I really love, and it's a really safe website, by the way, to purchase any collectible that you're looking for if you find it there. I had to look elsewhere. This one in particular, I had to purchase from a website where you pretty much can buy anything nowadays. That website is very popular and everybody purchases everything and anything from there. So I was able to find this one there. I was a little nervous and skeptical and I really didn't want to make the purchase, but I couldn't find him anywhere. So I bumped into him in that website, and since I have a membership, I thought, well, even though the seller didn't really have current up-to-date photos like they should, so everybody can see what you're selling, because that is something that made me angry. If you're selling something, regardless of where you're selling it, you need to take updated current photos of the item you're selling, because we as buyers need to be able to see what we're buying. And that's just my opinion, but I'm going to keep it. Either way, I was not that excited about the purchase before, because I was afraid and I had no idea what I was going to receive. But thankfully, I was very happy with the purchase. Once I received him, I was able to open the box and I was excited. I was thrilled. I couldn't believe I was owning him. And for the first time, I was going to have another one of the Tokyo Go-Go Bratz Boys. And this time it was Dylan. Of course, he looks fantastic. His style is unlike any other. And I just couldn't believe that I was able to get my hands on him. And now he is mine. And he is now part of my ever-growing collection of Bratz Boys. But long story short, the packaging was amazing. I have nothing to complain about. The seller was actually very reasonable. And he was sent in the packaging that was perfect. There was a box, there was a ton of bubble wrap. There were fragile item stickers all over the box. So I was really happy. I was really excited that the seller at least was able to give me some kind of peace of mind, if not, for the stock photos that they used. And instead of current updated ones, they were able to use incredible packaging. And actually, this Bratz Boy arrived earlier than I thought he would have arrived, or I assumed he was going to arrive. So that was another plus. But either way, I'm really excited about the Tokyo Agogo Bratz Boys series, because what I really like about this series is because it's from the very early 2000s and the Tokyo Go-Go series is from 2004. That is when MGA had the most interest in pretty much both their Bratz Boy dolls and the Bratz girls. They were a little bit more invested, I believe, since there was more call for it for the Bratz girls, but they were not willing to leave behind their smaller investment on the Bratz Boys. Like I said, it's always been the Bratz girls have always been the giant coin of MGA when you compare both the Bratz girls and the Bratz Boys, because of course there is more interest for the Bratz girls. Um, I happen to not really care for them. I'm one of a very few people who is not an enthusiast for them. But back in the day, the early 2000s, the Bratz Bratz Boys had a lot more accessories. They were offered. They were a little bit more expensive at retail than your regular Bratz Boy with a little bit of accessories, but they were um, they came with a lot more in the box, and of course, sometimes even the box had better art. It had a better design than it does now. If you take a good look at the box, specifically this one in particular, the Tokyo Agogo Bratz Boy box, it's very detailed. The art is very, very particular. Um, and it is very, it looks like MGA incredibly invested as much as they could for their early version series Bratz Boys of every series and collection. It's different in any way to what they have going now. Even with the Bratz Boy himself, the fit and finish is perfect. You can't really compare the early 2000s Bratz Boys to the current Bratz Boys. This, if you're talking about quality, if you're talking about money, if you're talking about style, trend, this is where you're going to find it. The early 2000 Bratz Boys had it all. They had everything, even though they still had less than the Bratz girls. They have they have it all in comparison to our current offerings, our today offerings. But what I really love about these is not just the fact that they come with a ton of accessories, that they have a really awesome trendy style. They've got they everything is amazing about them. It's the fact that the box is very detailed. It's very unique. One thing I want to note is this handle. It's made out of plastic. It's harder than any of the handles that I've seen on the other ones. Um, and I believe there were a few other series along the way in the early 2000s that came with really special edition boxes that were different than your ordinary Bratz Boy box that would come with something like that. I believe the Sunkissed collection was one of them. I know that the Wildlife or Safari, I believe it's Safari, I'm not really sure, I don't have one of those at all. Those were really special looking boxes as well. So I, there is just so much I love about the very first early entries for the Bratz Boys that I can't tell you enough of everything that makes me so happy about them, because there's just so much. Um, it's everything from the box, the accessories, the Bratz Boy himself. There was a lot of detail. There was a lot of care. Oh my God, is that like a web or something? Sorry. Um, but either way, they were amazing. They were amazing, and they did go for a little bit more than your ordinary retail box. I think something is loose down here. It could be it's the comb. The comb, yeah. Never ending problem with the comb. It's always floating about in the box. Uh, but uh, but these were pretty much excellent, and the price was a little higher than normal than you would have had. And actually, I've got this time, thankfully, I have it as an example on the box itself how expensive they were in comparison to your, run-of-the-mill ordinary Bratz Boy that wasn't specifically from a special series like one of these, of course. And this one, of course, 2004, 2004, and I'm going to show you in just a minute why these came with a lot more and they were a lot better than your regular Bratz Boy, your regular series. And back when I purchased my 5 original Bratz Boys, 2005, I believe 3 were the Rocket collection, and then 1 was the New Cool, and then the other one was the Styles, New Fashions, or something like that. I believe it was Dylan. I believe those 5, the first 5, I call them, they went for $13.99 or $12.99 respectively as well. And as proof that these were a lot more expensive at retail than your ordinary Bratz Boy, I'm going to show you that little tag that is over here to the side of the box. It's an orange little Toys R Us tag. If you look at that closely, you can see the price tag on the item. On the video, to me, it looks a little bit different. To me, it looks like it's showing a really weird number when I'm looking at it at the screen, on the screen right now. But when I turn it to me and when I see it, what it tells me is it's $24.95. So these, back in the day when they came out on retail price, they were north of $24 or $25 because they have so much more. They have so much more in the box. The box is much more detailed. It's a much more expensive box with a lot of art, with a lot of special entries in the back and in the front. So you would have ultimately purchased a box that was more durable in every way. And then on top of that, you have a little bit of art on both the front and the back and all over that is a little bit better than your regular Bratz Boys box, with a regular plastic handle and regular plastic everywhere. These were something different that was offered at of course at more the money at retail was more, but either way it was there was no problem because you were getting more for your dollar. Either way, I'm very excited to have purchased him as a collectible now. He was considerably more as a collectible as opposed as if I would have purchased him at retail, which you can see. Back in the day, that would have been very pricey to some, of course to me as well, but now that I had to purchase him as a collectible, it was incredible. Not that expensive, but it was much more expensive than it should have been. So I was able to get him either way, and I was really excited to have him delivered and then to see him for the first time. I really had no idea just how wonderful these were. And I'm just glad that there are some, collectors out there or enthusiasts who took the time to purchase them and keep them as mint as possible. You can tell this one, the box is not mint. There's wear and tear on it. The tape is loose. I haven't really gotten around to taping this one in particular, but there's just a lot going on with the box. It's not destroyed like one of them I'm going to show you on another video, but you could tell it's been around. The plastic is not glossy, it's not clear, it doesn't look close to mint, but that's forgivable. Perfect. It doesn't really matter. I mean, it is either way, it's a 2004 toy that has been like this in this particular state for the longest time, so it's forgivable, it's acceptable, and I just think it's amazing. So either way, I'm really excited about this series in particular. I'm just thrilled that I was able to get my hands on all 3 of them. Like I said, it's 3 of them. It's Dylan, it's Aiden, and it's Cameron from the 2004 Tokyo Go Around the World Bratz Boy series or collection, and I'm just very excited. I'm very excited to have him as part of my ever-growing collection of Bratz Boys, and I'm very excited to share him with you and he's not going to be coming out of the box like the other ones anytime soon. So I'm going to keep him as well as the others, hopefully very safe, and protecting that box a little bit more than I am right now, making sure that he's a little bit, fixed up a little, just taped up a little, because I'm really excited, and I'm really happy that I was able to get him, and that there's still a bunch of these, or a few of these, going around for people like me who want to purchase them and who are interested in them at this point, even though they're a little priced out. So that is it for my video for today. And this was Dylan from the 2004 Tokyo Agogo Around the World Bratz Boy Collection or Series. Thank you very much for watching, and I'll see you again in my next video when I introduce you to another one of my Bratz Boys. And once again, thank you very much for watching.